The Bold and the Beautiful scoop for the week of October 20th reveals John Finnegan will happily welcome Steffi Forrester home. Also coming up, Poppy Nozawa will visit Luna Nozawa in prison. Plus, Deacon Sharp will try to nudge Hope Logan towards Liam Spencer. B&B spoilers tease Deacon. And Brooke Forrester will talk to their daughter in the Forrester Creations showroom. No doubt, they'll discuss Deke Sharp snagging the head designer position at Hope for the future. Then talk will turn to Hope's love life, and Deacon will make his feelings perfectly clear. "Open your heart up to Liam," he tells his daughter in the B&B weekly preview. "Don't let him get away again." But will Hope take Deacon's advice? In a prisoner's visiting room, Poppy will show up to talk to Luna. She'll say she was shocked to learn she was still alive. Of course, she'll also mention the fact that she knows her daughter is pregnant, which will make her and Finn grandparents. "You got knocked up by a billionaire's son," a smirking Poppy will say to Luna. "Well played!" So, will she advise her daughter to take Will Spencer and Bill Spencer for every dime she can get? Finally, Steffi will return home to the Cliff House, and she'll have Kelly Spencer and Hayes Finnegan in tow. "They're so happy to see you," a beaming Steffi will tell Finn. However, her joy will soon turn to terror when Finn imparts some shocking news. "Luna's alive," he'll say. Steffi will embrace her husband, a horrified look on her face. "Oh my God," she'll say. But will she feel a little better when Finn tells her Luna's back in prison? Hey B&B fans, are you enjoying the latest CBS Sudser Beyond the Gates? Then make sure you join our free Facebook group. Keep reading the Soap Scoop, your source for the latest soap opera spoilers and B&B spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our B&B Facebook group. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Bold and the Beautiful online at cbs.com. At Bill's place, Will is still pacing the floors, recapping what Luna did to him, along with his parents. Bill blames himself, and Katie blames Lee. Will rants about the kid being born in a prison cell and worries this is all too much for Elektra. At the hospital, Finn confronts Lee. "Luna is alive because of you." Lee is protesting that she thought she could help her when Penelope comes in. Finn summoned her. He turns to her and intones, "It's Luna! She's alive!" Poppy wonders if this is some kind of a joke because it's not funny. Finn informs her it's the truth. Lee saved her. Lee shrugs. "She fought through Nozawa style." Poppy's speechless. Finn says he's seen Luna himself. When she can finally speak, Poppy stuns Finn and Lee by saying, "So she's alive? That little bitch is alive?" Poppy rants about Luna being willing to let her rot in prison for crimes that she committed. Lee snaps that this is her child they're talking about. Poppy wants to know where she is. Finn says she's in prison. And there's something else. "We're going to be grandparents. Luna's pregnant." In the Forrester office, Hope, Brooke, Ridge, and Carter gush over the mystery designer's sketches. Hope wants to know who it is and where they've been all her life. At that very moment, Deke's across the hall, flashing back to slipping the portfolio into the pile. Elektra appears, and he introduces himself as Hope's brother. Deke compliments Elektra's jewelry and explains he's waiting for Hope, who is trying to pick a designer. Maybe it will be someone's lucky day. Across the hall, Hope announces it's time to find out who the amazing designer is. As Carter prepares to call the lucky designer right next door, Deke and Elektra have become fast friends, and he confides in her that he submitted his portfolio anonymously for Hope's line. The big moment finally comes as Carter dials the number and hands the phone to Hope. Deke answers it and says, "Hey, sis." Hope frowns. "Wait, this is your number?" Deke confirms it, so she asks him to come to the main office. When he arrives, Hope asks Deke if these are his designs. He quips, "That depends if you like them." They all smile at him, and Hope gushes that his sketches are wonderful. "I am truly impressed." At Bill's place, Katie and Bill hope Elektra won't give up on their boy. At that very moment, Will joins Elektra in the design office to ask how she's really feeling about Luna having his baby. Elektra's fine as long as Luna's behind bars, though him being tied to her freaks her out. It's always in the back of her mind. Will vows they'll get through this together. Deke is overwhelmed in Forrester's main office when Ridge compliments his designs. Brooke giggles that he really captured the essence of his sister. Ridge and Hope let him know he's hired and welcome him to Forrester Creations. Deke promises not to let them down. At the hospital, Poppy can't believe that Luna's knocked up. It's too much. Finn flatly informs her it's the truth and it's what's happening. Lee's sure to mention her sister living her life going from man to man. Finn, sighing, tells Poppy that Luna's carrying Bill Spencer's grandchild. Luna's carrying Will's baby. The Bold and the Beautiful scoop for Friday, October 17th reveals Lee Finnegan will have some explaining to do. Also coming up, Deke Sharp will share a secret with Elektra Forrester. Plus, Will Spencer will try to get a grip on why Luna Nozawa is fixated on him, and Poppy Nozawa will be stunned. B&B spoilers tease Deke will introduce himself to Elektra. No doubt, he'll tell her he's an up-and-coming fashion designer and Hope Logan's brother. Deke will add that he's hoping to work at Forrester Creations. "Can I tell you a secret?" he'll ask Elektra. "I anonymously put my portfolio in with the others." But considering Deke just met her and his boyfriend went to jail for stalking Elektra, should he really be trusting her with this secret? Meanwhile, Will's going to be beside himself with worry. He's about to become a father with a woman he despises. Luna may be currently sitting in a jail cell, but that doesn't mean the horror of everything that happened to him will be over anytime soon. So, Will contemplate why Luna targeted him, of all people. B&B spoilers haven't indicated whether Will's going to be alone, or if he'll reflect on this with Katie Logan and Don Dumont. Although it seems pretty obvious why Luna chose him. He's an heir to the Spencer dynasty. At the hospital, John Finnegan will confront his mother to ask why on earth she would fake Luna's death, and then hide his biological daughter in her apartment. Of course, she'll say she thought her granddaughter deserved a second chance, but Lee will also admit that she regrets her actions now. Finally, Poppy will walk in while Finn and her sister are arguing, and she'll ask them what's going on. "It's Luna. She's alive," Finn will tell her. However, Poppy's reaction will shock Finn and Lee. That little bitch is actually alive? So, would Poppy prefer her daughter to have stayed dead? Hey B&B fans, are you enjoying the latest CBS Sudser Beyond the Gates? Then make sure you join our free Facebook group. Keep reading the Soap Scoop, your source for the latest soap opera spoilers and B&B spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our B&B Facebook group. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Bold and the Beautiful online at cbs.com. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers hint that Steffi Forrester may root for Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp. Steffi could infuriate Sheila Sharp with her man-stealer support. So let's discuss how all this might go down. Now that Ridge Forrester has chosen Brooke Logan and married her again, you can bet he'll face backlash from Steffi. Ridge broke Taylor's heart for the umpteenth time, so Steffi will give him a piece of her mind. Considering how many romantic splits Ridge and Taylor have had on B&B, Steffi may finally stop being their #1 cheerleader. Steffi might see that it's truly better for Taylor if she moves on with her life. Now that Taylor and Deacon are bonding, there's the potential for them to develop real feelings for each other. Steffi may not be Deacon's biggest fan, but she might come to support the idea of their pairing if Taylor truly falls hard. Above all else, Steffi just wants her mom to be happy. If Deacon can do that for Taylor, Steffi may decide she's on board with this romantic matchup. Of course, that could put Steffi at odds with Ridge, who definitely won't approve of Taylor and Deacon's connection. Steffi could also end up provoking Sheila's wrath, so she may need to watch her back. This is the kind of thing that could put Steffi back in Sheila's danger zone. Sheila has vowed not to let anything or anyone interfere in her marriage to Deacon. And that'll include Steffi if she roots for Taylor and Deacon to be a couple. Steffi will be outraged over Sheila hiding Luna's survival and won't blame Deacon a bit for considering the end of his marriage. Since Steffi knows Taylor would be a real catch for Deacon, she may acknowledge that and infuriate Sheila in the process. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Steffi and Sheila's feud may reignite in a big way, so we'll bring you updates on any troubling news to come. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Friday, October 17th reveal that Poppy Nozawa will struggle with some Luna Nozawa outrage after John Finnegan blasts Lee Finnegan. Deke Sharp will also spill to Electra Forrester. So here's what B&B fans can expect. At Forrester Creations, Deke will meet Electra and get to know her a little bit. That'll lead to Deke coming clean to Electra about a new secret he's keeping. When no one else was looking, Deke placed his portfolio in the stack of potential designers for Hope for the Future's revived line. Since Deke wants to score the job based on his talent and not his family connection, he's counting on his work to speak for itself. The plan is already working since Hope Logan was blown away by Deke's designs. Hope doesn't realize her own brother is behind them yet, but she feels like this designer could be the perfect fit. Deke has some good news headed his way, while Finn rips into Lee for hiding Luna's survival. Lee will be apologetic as Finn tries to make sense of his adoptive mom's decisions since she launched quite a Luna mess. Poppy will interrupt and wonder what's going on, so Finn will admit Luna's alive. That'll leave Poppy furious, so she'll call Luna a little bitch and get even angrier when she hears about the whole Will Spencer situation. As for Will, he'll have a hard time wrapping his head around why Luna is so fixated on him. Luna's Will obsession led to her getting him drunk, duping him in bed, and getting pregnant by him, so he'll mull over why all this happened. Luna is behind bars again, but Will's still going to worry about all the baby drama and about his future with Electra. Although Will would love nothing more than to just put Luna in the rearview mirror, her latest plot will continue to create problems. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers say Electra and Will have more obstacles ahead of them, so stay tuned for updates on whether their relationship will make it. The Bold and the Beautiful recap for Thursday, October 16th, reveals that Hope Logan had a mystery to solve while Sheila Sharp made a scary declaration. After Deacon Sharp wrapped things up with Taylor Hayes and took off, Sheila appeared and left Taylor wondering what she was doing there. Sheila suggested Taylor already knew the answer to that since Deacon was her new patient. Although Sheila was apologetic over the situation with Luna Nozawa, Taylor ripped into her for harboring a dangerous criminal. However, Sheila made it clear that she wasn't there to discuss Luna, and shifted the conversation back to Deacon, who had turned to highly respected Taylor for help. After Sheila talked about Deacon being her world and rock, she insisted she'd do everything she could to save her marriage. Sheila thought back to the hug she witnessed between Deacon and Taylor as she became increasingly agitated. Since Sheila was determined to protect her relationship with Deacon, she got intense as she warned Taylor that she wouldn't let anything or anyone come between them. In the Forrester showroom, Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan discussed the idea of Taylor moving on before Carter Walton interrupted with a reminder about the Hope for the Future meeting. In the design office, Hope and Deke Sharp discussed the possibility of Deke finally getting a wake-up call and putting Sheila behind him. After Hope mentioned the designer portfolios she needed to mull over for Hope for the Future's revival, she left him alone for a bit. Deke wound up sneaking in the CEO office and placing his own anonymous portfolio in the stack. Afterward, on Thursday's B&B episode, Deacon visited the Forrester design office, where he spoke to Deke and Hope about his therapy sessions with Taylor. There was also some talk about Deke wanting to make it in the fashion biz because of his talent and not nepotism. Once Hope left for the Hope for the Future meeting, Deke seemed a bit nervous about his sneaky portfolio move, though he didn't admit what he'd done to Deacon. Instead, Deke questioned Deacon about whether Sheila was really the woman he wanted to spend the rest of his life with. Deke clearly thought Deacon would be better off in a relationship with someone with more integrity. In the CEO office again, Brooke, Ridge, Hope, and Carter gathered there to discuss Hope for the Future's next designer. Hope discovered Deke's anonymous portfolio submission and realized she hadn't seen it before now. Everyone in the room loved the designs and thought they could give Hope's line a fresh direction. Hope suggested it was like this person knew her and felt this was what she'd been looking for. So she wanted to find this mystery designer, the Bold and the Beautiful. Spoilers say Hope will get updates on some surprising Deke news soon enough. Welcome to the Bold and the Beautiful Daily YAPP for a quick, and by that I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. Does the Bold and the Beautiful's Sheila Carter have a convenient case of amnesia? She just told Taylor, that not filling Deke in on Luna's living and breathing status was the biggest mistake she's ever made in her life. That's something coming from a woman who killed a man with bees, tried to kill multiple more people, has held characters hostage numerous times, and even shot her own son and daughter-in-law while leaving them for dead just a few short years ago. The list of Sheila's crazy and heinous crimes is a mile long, because she's been committing them on multiple CBS soaps since the early 1990s. Let's not forget that after Sheila shot Finn and left him for dead, she ran Lee Finnegan off the road and into the ocean. Sheila just assumed that Lee was dead and didn't even care. Yet, keeping a little itty-bitty secret is the one thing Sheila regrets the most. When she uttered that line to Taylor on Thursday's episode, all we could do was burst out laughing while wondering if the people who wrote that piece of dialogue also have a convenient case of amnesia. Did they forget that this character is a legendary soap opera villainess and that fans remember? Perhaps she is reverting back to typical Sheila form and will have a whole lot more to regret soon. Want more details? We got you! Soap Central has the best full B&B recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each and every one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not, seriously, do not forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs in the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter and Hope have returned to how things used to be, and we are just supposed to forget how they were all in together not so long ago. Carter Walton, played by Lawrence St. Victor, turned on his best friend Ridge, all in the name of love. Or was he just swept up in the movement, protecting HFTF and enjoying the affections of Hope Logan? The coup came to an end. Daphne Rose made a play for Carter and left town empty-handed as she returned to Paris. Hope and Carter got engaged, but now they're just basic friends. How the heck did we get here? Fans and viewers can't seem to understand it either, and took the discussion to the Soap Central message boards to try and make sense of it together, and this is what they came up with. Redhead Teacher wrote, "While I always saw Cope as a transactional relationship, mainly Hope rewarding Carter with affection when he flipped and decided that HFTF was worth saving and betraying his best friend, but to the relationship with zero emotion attached is almost bizarre. They were together for almost a year, sharing a bed and planning a wedding, and now, after sending Hope to be with Liam and Beth, Carter is just fine with working with her again, like the past year never happened. Their scenes together today just seemed so anticlimactic and led me to the conclusion that it was never about them but about another Brooke and Ridge breakup, only to have another grand reunion in a romantic setting in Italy. We didn't even get to see Liam and Hope reunite, or Carter find consolation with Daphne. Instead, we have to suffer through more bridge adoration in the office." Alice 2228303 added, "It would appear so. I also noticed that all of the story resets that have happened lately have been treated like the recently past did not happen. Taylor acts like she and Ridge never were together as a couple. No heartache, no sorrow, no anything emotional at all. Thomas hugs Brooke and then disappears. Hope, Liam, and Beth are a family again, as if the past 2 years never happened. Bold fanver, very bizarre. And why no low-P scenes after the daughter-daddy dance?" Love Grenfin commented, "It took 5 episodes for Luna to do a paternity test and get the results. It took Carter and Hope 2 episodes to break up and move on as if nothing had happened. Sometimes, as a fan, we just want it to make sense. But as with The Bold and the Beautiful, it's all for the drama, and we just have to go along for the ride that the writers have crafted for us. I, for one, am happy to see Cope over and done with. How do you feel about Carter and Daphne as a couple? Leave a thought or comment below. It's not even Halloween yet, but The Bold and the Beautiful is already planning Thanksgiving. Your favorite characters will celebrate the start of the holiday season with some heartwarming and festive moments, as well as with some surprises. According to CBS, Steffi will definitely be back for the holidays and will spend Turkey Day at home with Finn, Taylor, Kelly, and Hayes. However, what looks like a perfect, relaxing Thanksgiving might be anything but. The Finnegans are said to be receiving a surprise guest. That can either be a good thing or a very bad thing, especially if that guest is Luna Nozawa, Finn's crazy pregnant daughter. Sure, she is in jail now, but a lot can happen over the next month, so Luna might find a way to break free. It looks like Deacon and Sheila will be spending Thanksgiving together after all. But will they be like General Hospital's Quartermains and eat pizza, since that is Deacon's specialty? The Sharps also have surprise guests when Deacon and Sheila invite Daphne and Carter to join them, which is quite a shocking turn of events. It wasn't too long ago when Carter and Deacon battled it out over Hope. Deacon was defending his daughter and got into a bit of a martial arts sparring match with Carter. Daphne had to break things up, but for Thanksgiving, it appears that they all come together for an American tradition. Will this be Daphne's first taste of Thanksgiving now that she is no longer living in her native France? There's no word about what the Forresters, Logans, and Spencers will be doing for the holiday, but we're sure they will be spending it in their respective homes with various family members. Also note that The Bold and the Beautiful's Thanksgiving episode will air on Wednesday, November 26th, as Thanksgiving is usually reserved for college football on CBS. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that at least 3 romantic sabotage plots are brewing, so some major couple drama is ahead. Let's talk about which duos will be affected by the schemes and wild moves to come. 1. Sheila tries to derail Taylor and Deacon's growing bond. Now that Sheila Sharp has witnessed a close moment between Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp, she's going to view Taylor as a threat to her marriage. Sheila's relationship is already on shaky ground due to her Luna Nozawa deception, so she doesn't need anything else working against her right now. It'll be easy for B&B to fire up Sheila's feud with Taylor again in the coming weeks. You can bet that Sheila will try to derail Taylor and Deacon's growing bond, but her plan could backfire if she goes too far. Sheila might end up pushing Deacon even further into Taylor's arms instead, if she's not careful, especially if her plot involves some danger for Taylor. 2. Ridge self-sabotages Brooke romance by fixating on Deacon and Taylor's connection. As for Ridge Forrester, some self-sabotage could be on the way when it comes to his own remarriage to Brooke Logan. Ridge finally chose his Logan and is back together with her, so Brooke's counting on him to truly put Taylor in the rearview mirror. Brooke is also hoping Taylor will find a new man and may wind up being thrilled about Taylor's interest in Deacon. Ridge, on the other hand, is sure to loathe the idea of Taylor and Deacon getting involved romantically. We may see Ridge get territorial over his former flame, which could lead to more issues with Brooke. Although Brooke and Ridge will likely weather the storm this time around, Ridge may create some unnecessary problems with his jealous and possessive behavior regarding Taylor. 3. Elektra blows up Remy and Deke's relationship. Of course, we should also discuss Deke Sharp and Remy Price's romance since it's headed for disaster. Elektra Forrester's friendship with Deke will complicate things for Remy, who hasn't told his beau the extent of his deep-fake turmoil and the scary stalker mess he created. Once Elektra realizes Deke is dating Remy, she may make it her mission to open Deke's eyes to who his boyfriend really is. Elektra may want to protect Deke and make Remy pay in the process. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say some romantic sabotage is coming up on B&B, so we'll bring you updates on any huge couple shakeup news. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that an early Thanksgiving preview has been released, so let's talk about a special episode that'll air on November 26th. The show's gearing up for a fun Turkey Day that's full of surprises, so here's what fans can look forward to. For starters, Steffi Forrester and John Finnegan will have a small Thanksgiving celebration with Taylor Hayes, Kelly Spencer, and Hayes Finnegan. It sounds like it'll be a cozy little party at the Cliff House, so there should be some cute family moments. However, it turns out there'll be one more unexpected guest at this gathering. So who's it going to be? There's a chance someone like Luna Nozawa could break out of prison and derail the festivities, but B&B tends to keep the drama to a minimum when it comes to heartwarming holiday shows. This unexpected guest could end up being someone like Thomas Forrester, or another loved one who'll add to the joy and gratitude. Of course, we should also talk about the tiny Thanksgiving bash that'll be happening at Il Giardino. Deacon Sharp hasn't made a decision about the fate of his marriage yet, but Sheila Sharp intends to keep fighting for love. Whether Sheila and Deacon can truly work things out or not, they'll at least agree to celebrate Thanksgiving together this year. That doesn't necessarily mean Deacon and Sheila's relationship is meant to last, but Sheila will be grateful for her husband's presence regardless. Sheila and Deacon won't be spending the holiday on their own since they'll wind up inviting Carter Walton and Daphne Rose to join them for a Thanksgiving meal. It could be a situation where Daphne and Carter show up at the restaurant hoping that it's open. Even if Deacon shuts the place down for the holiday, he might insist there's plenty to eat and invite Carter to stay along with Daphne. Deacon didn't approve of how Carter treated Hope Logan during all the Forrester coup drama, but he won't hold it against Carter now that the engagement is off. Instead, Deacon will show Carter some kindness and invite him to enjoy some great food with Daphne by his side. Both Daphne and Carter will be pleasantly surprised by Deacon's sweet offer, so they should take him up on it. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say some fantastic Thanksgiving content is on the way, so stick with us for updates on any other news related to the November 26th episode. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers document that Sheila Carter Sharp is worried about her marriage, and she should be. Deacon Sharp was so thrown by the Luna Nozawa reveal that he's not sure he can keep his ring on. It would be a shame if Deacon made what would be a hasty decision. While his feelings of betrayal are justified, he needs to incorporate what just happened to Luna. Sheila reinforced that Luna was put back in prison and that she can't help her even if she wanted to. In the short term, her granddaughter likely won't escape or miraculously regain her freedom, but she'll likely want to see Sheila. To think that Luna convinced Bill Spencer to get her released from prison was remarkable. He not only accomplished that outcome, but also, amazingly, had her released to his care in his home. But then Bill went one soapy step further. While pardons are part of life on the other side of the screen, and convicted criminals have long had their sentences commuted by various political personas across time, seeing Luna freed was incredible. The woman plotted the murder of a man she believed was her father, and then killed a so-called friend because he became aware of that connection. There was no basis for the governor in this version of California to agree to leniency, but that person did, and Luna got off, yet she later shot his son, Liam Spencer, seemingly dying when he fantastically got up and shot her in the chest, wanted to shoot Steffi Forrester Finnegan, and accidentally shot Sheila. The Spencer offenses crossed Luna off Dollar Bill's Christmas card list forever. It's no coincidence that Deacon chose Taylor to be his therapist. The fact that he wants to talk with a licensed professional about any topic raises eyebrows. But the eyebrow that is mostly raised is Deacon's when he sees Taylor. She is not only a highly appealing single woman, but she's also Ridge Forrester's recent cast-off. Deacon knows that Taylor is available. He is also completely aware that Ridge will be bothered when, not if, he learns that she's taken Deacon as a patient. Just imagine how his rival for Brooke Logan will react if Deacon and Taylor go beyond a doctor-patient relationship. Sheila likely took viewers by surprise when she responded with support after Deacon told her he was seeing Taylor for psychiatric help, but that was followed by her tracking him to the office. Witnessing the embrace Deacon and Taylor shared after the session ended was a turning point. Bad Sheila would soon threaten Taylor and put Deacon on notice. So, this is a test for Brown's character. If she's truly changed and can keep herself under control, then all will be well. Yet, this is daytime drama, and this indelible actor has earned her glorious reputation through villainy. This site is a leading source for everything linked to The Bold and the Beautiful. Check back regularly for B&B spoilers and news. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say that Steffi Forrester will be in for quite a surprise when she comes home to Los Angeles on the CBS soap. In fact, she could have a new stepdad. Taylor Hayes is moving on. Can her daughter accept the new man in her life? Here's what's coming up next on B&B. Spoilers down below. When Steffi Forrester left Los Angeles, her parents, Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes, were planning their wedding. After years of failed attempts, Queen Steffi finally got her parents back together and on track to remarry. B&B spoilers say Steffi will get quite a shock when she comes back. It's not clear if anyone bothered to tell Steffi Forrester that her dad married Brooke Logan last month. We know when Steffi returns and finds out, she's going to have a massive temper tantrum. Interestingly, Her mom, Taylor, seems to be okay with the breakup and already has a potential new love interest. After her split from Ridge, Taylor decided to dive back into her work. The first patient to pay her a visit was none other than Deacon Sharp. Deacon needed help deciding if he should divorce Sheila Carter. After he spent a few hours with Taylor, his decision was made, and he now has a huge crush on the world-renowned psychiatrist. The bold and the beautiful spoilers hint Taylor and Deacon will continue spending time together, and sparks will fly between the unlikely duo. The Forresters have never been huge fans of Deacon Sharp, and Steffi is going to be unimpressed that her mother is canoodling with Hope Logan's father. Will Steffi try to get her parents back together again? If Taylor is happy, what is so wrong with her hanging out with the Il Giardino owner? The bold and the beautiful spoilers hint Luna Nozawa could have some complications with her pregnancy while she's behind bars. The Spencer family never intended for the pregnant killer to be behind bars with their grandbaby in her belly. How can they keep an eye on the little fetus? Electra Forrester believes she did the right thing by calling the cops on Luna and having her thrown in jail. But she also had her boyfriend Will Spencer's baby thrown in prison too. Will she end up regretting it? Here's what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful. Spoilers down below. The Maud and the beautiful viewers know why Electra called the cops and tipped them off to Luna's whereabouts. But if she loves Will Spencer Jr. as much as she claims to, shouldn't she love his baby too? Even if the baby's mother is Luna Nozawa? Electra seems to think that she did her boyfriend Will Spencer a favor by calling the police. But did she just do herself a favor? Was having Luna thrown in jail really in the best interest of her boyfriend? Or was it just Electra's way of getting back at Luna for sleeping with Will and getting pregnant? The bold and the beautiful spoilers hint Electra snitching on Luna could come back to bite her down the road. If something happens to Will's baby while Luna is behind bars, he might even blame Electra for putting his unborn child in danger. It's no secret that medical care is primitive in prison, even for expecting mothers. There's a high probability of Luna losing the baby or having complications while she's in jail. Do you think Electra Forrester may have made a mistake by putting Luna back in jail? Will the Spencers blame Electra if something happens to the baby? Taylor Hayes is on the rebound on The Bold and the Beautiful, and it looks like Deacon Sharp might just get lucky. Recently, Deacon began going to sessions with Taylor, and sparks began flying between the doc and her new patient. What will Ridge Forrester think about his ex moving on so fast, and with Deacon of all people? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say it's only a matter of time before Deacon sends Sheila Carter divorce papers. His soon-to-be ex-wife's latest Luna betrayal was the straw that broke the camel's back, and it's pretty clear he's already checked out of the marriage. Deacon and Taylor shared an intimate hug this week on the CBS soap. Will they up the ante next week and lock lips? According to B&B spoilers, everyone will be talking about the new woman Deacon Sharp has been spending time with. Will Ridge Forrester get jealous when he learns that the woman he was engaged to last month is hanging out with the Il Giardino owner? It's not that Ridge Forrester doesn't love Taylor Hayes. There's no doubt that he cares about her. But he always has cared for Brooke Logan a little bit more. Despite the fact that Ridge just dumped Taylor to marry Brooke, it's still going to be hard for him to see her canoodling around town with someone else. Plus, Ridge and Deacon have had their own issues over the years. He's not a huge fan of him. If Brooke realizes Ridge is jealous of Taylor and Deacon, her blood is going to boil. She made it pretty clear in Italy that she was tired of Ridge's wishy-washy behavior and going back and forth between them. Could Ridge's jealousy over Taylor cause issues in his new marriage? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Taylor Hayes could get some competition when it comes to a romance with Deacon Sharp, and we don't mean his soon-to-be ex-wife Sheila Carter. Is another woman from Deacon's past coming back to Los Angeles to complicate things for the potential new couple? Here's what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful. Spoilers down below. There have been soap rumor for years hinting that CBS baddie Amber Moore could be on her way back to Los Angeles. Those rumors gained momentum when Amber and Deacon's son Deke Moore popped up on the daytime show. Is it finally time for Adrienne France's Bold and the Beautiful comeback? Amber Moore was a big deal on B&B back in the day. The villainess had a long, complicated relationship with Deacon Sharp. Deacon and Amber's sister were actually the biological parents of Deke. But when Deke's bio mom died, Amber stole the newborn and tried to raise him as her son with Rick Forrester. Eventually, the truth came out, as it always does on soaps, and Deacon fought for the little boy and took him back from Amber and renamed him Deke. When Deke left Bold and Beautiful over a decade ago, he was still referred to as Little Eric. Despite all the baby swapping over the years, Amber Moore was still a huge part of Deke's life, and there's no reason to think he isn't in contact with her anymore. Adrienne France might even pop in to check up on her son's nephew. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers hint Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp will move full steam ahead with their rebound romance. But will Deke's mom return and complicate things for the new couple? Deacon and Amber have a long history. Does Taylor stand a chance? The Bold and the Beautiful recap is finally in for Thursday, October 16th, 2025. In today's episode, Hope Logan is impressed by Deke Sharp's portfolio. Meanwhile, Sheila Carter Sharp confronts Taylor Hayes. At the therapist's office, Sheila watches Deacon Sharp embrace Taylor. The restaurant owner wonders if Sheila will still be his partner. Taylor says that is his decision. She's just helping him to figure things out. At Forrester Creations, Ridge Forrester is so wowed by Brooke Logan Forrester, they talk about wanting Taylor to find a man. Ridge wants that too, but he needs to approve of the guy. What is Taylor 12? She's a grown woman, and your ex, Ridge. Moving on, Bridge Smooch and Carter Walton interrupts. They have a meeting to get to. In the design office, Deke talks to Hope about their father. The man doesn't want Deacon with Sheila. As Deke rants, Hope leaves to check on some work stuff. While she's gone, Deke slips his portfolio into the stack of designer applications. Deke slips out and joins Hope and Deacon. The children ask how his father is doing. The man says he's seeing Taylor professionally. He gushes about how amazing the psychologist is. Hope needs to get back to work. Deacon says Deke is a great designer. Deke says he wants to make his own way. Hope is really proud of him. Hope leaves, so Deacon questions Deke about his boyfriend. The young man would rather talk about Sheila. Deacon thinks he should use nepotism to his advantage at FC. Deke wants to prove himself. They debate about Sheila again. In the CEO office, Carter, Brooke, and Ridge are scanning portfolios. Nothing is impressing them. Hope enters, and she quickly notices Deke's portfolio. She loves it. It's like this designer knows her. Who is the mystery designer, Hope wonders. At Taylor's office, Sheila comes in. The waitress admits it hurts that Deacon will talk to Taylor, but not his own wife. She'll support this if it saves her marriage. They discuss Luna Nozawa. Sheila explains she thought Luna could change. Taylor says she harbored a dangerous criminal. Sheila turns the conversation back to Deacon. Can Taylor truly be impartial? Then, Sheila warns Taylor that she won't let anything or anyone come between her and Deacon. The Bold and the Beautiful viewers are counting down the days until Steffi Forrester returns to Los Angeles. But the Forrester heiress is going to be in for quite a surprise when she comes home. What will she think about Liam Spencer and Hope Logan reuniting? Keep reading to find out. Here's what's coming up next on the CBS soap. Spoilers below. When Steffi Forrester left town, Liam Spencer had just received a clean bill of health and beat his imaginary cancer diagnosis. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say there were whisperings of a steam reunion before Jacqueline McInnes Wood had to go on maternity leave, but they never came to fruition. Instead, Hope Logan seemed to step in and replace Steffi at Liam's hospital bed. In fact, after Steffi left town, Hope and Liam got very close. It's safe to say that no one has given Steffi an update about what's happening back home. She has no idea that Liam Spencer has been begging Hope Logan to dump Carter Walton and get back together with him. Liam is so focused on reuniting with Hope, he just shot Ivy Forrester's advances down. According to B&B spoilers, when Steffi returns, her marriage with Dr. John Finnegan will also be in trouble. Is she going to try to double back and cry on Liam's shoulder when her marriage falls apart? Hope Logan isn't going to be impressed when her rival returns and starts sniffing around Liam again. It might even inspire her to make things official with Liam sooner rather than later. When Steffi realizes Luna Nozawa is alive, Finn can probably kiss his marriage goodbye. Will Steffi shock Liam by announcing she wants to get back together with him? What about Hope? Let us know what you think in the comments down below, and don't forget to keep checking back here on Soap Opera Spy for more B&B spoilers and news. Luna is going to need a good lawyer if she wants to beat her latest criminal charges. Luna's pregnancy wasn't enough to keep her out of prison on The Bold and the Beautiful. Now that she's going back to the big house, her and her baby's lives are at risk. But a certain family member could return to offer their help. Luna was in a good mood after a DNA test confirmed Will was the father of her unborn baby. However, her joy was shattered when Lieutenant Baker arrested her. As it turned out, Elektra called the cops and put an end to Luna's freedom. Everyone can rest easier knowing Luna is behind bars. However, they shouldn't get too comfy because she might be out sooner than later. Things look gloomy for Luna as she awaits trial for shooting Liam and Sheila. She's going to need a good lawyer, which is where Grandpa/Uncle Jack comes in. As fans might remember, Lee was searching for a lawyer when she had Luna hidden. It just so happens that Lee's ex-husband, Jack, is an attorney. Lee could have asked for his assistance when she thought she could redeem Luna. While Lee might have changed her mind about Luna in prison, Jack won't. Jack agreed to take Luna's case, and a prison visit will have him eager to help his granddaughter as niece. Luna is a master at pulling off the waterworks, and she'll have Jack's sympathy by expressing concern over her and her baby's lives. If Jack gets Luna released, he'll become one of the best and most hated lawyers on B&B. Jack will not only face the wrath of his family, but also the Spencers. Bill and Katie will blast him for putting everyone in danger, and knowing Luna, she'll be back to her old trick of causing trouble. Her main targets will be Will and Elektra. Luna won't forget that Elektra is the one who had her arrested. She's already vowed to steal Will from Elektra, but that might not be enough. Rebecca Budig can count on having Sean Kanan in her corner. With Taylor and Deacon growing closer, Sean Kanan and Rebecca Budig are in more scenes together on The Bold and the Beautiful. The two co-stars are enjoying working together, and Kanan recently praised his new on-screen partner. Soap fans are vocal when it comes to airing their opinions. Whether it's a storyline, a character, or a character's appearance, they don't hold back. Recently, some B&B fans have been critical of Taylor's wardrobe choices. During one of Taylor and Deacon's sessions, viewers noticed that she was wearing a pair of high stiletto heels. Fans poked fun at the shoes and Budig's short stature. Well, it didn't take long for Kanan to notice the online criticism and set everyone straight. On X, the actor praised Budig while also offering insight into the show's production. It has more to do about lighting. When there is a large disparity in height between actors, it creates lighting challenges. Short or tall, Rebecca is fantastic. Kanan's comment section was then filled with applause for standing up for Budig. "She's a wonderful actress for sure," wrote one fan. "Rebecca has range, and I hope you two are given a chance with memorable performances and good script writing," another fan gushed. "Looking forward to this story. Gets Deacon out from behind the bar," declared one viewer. Fans will be seeing more of Budig and Kanan as their characters grow closer. Deacon sought Taylor's help in dealing with his grief and his marital problems. Little does Deacon know that the therapy sessions will change his life in more ways than one. Sheila tells Taylor that nothing will come between her and Deacon. In the October 16th episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila watched Taylor and Deacon embrace. It didn't take her long to figure out what's going on between them. Sheila listened in on Deacon flirting with Taylor. Then, she witnessed the two hug. Taylor told Deacon that he would get through this. Deacon wondered if he would make it with Sheila by his side. Taylor told him that the decision was up to him. She was just there to help guide him along the way. Deacon told Taylor that he would like to keep seeing her. Sheila hid as Deacon left Taylor's office. Then, she surprised Taylor, who wanted to know why she was here. Sheila told her that she already knows why. Taylor is treating a patient that she cares for, Deacon. Sheila is hurt that Deacon feels comfortable discussing his marriage with someone else, but she will support his decision if he can save their marriage. Taylor reminded Sheila that she knew Luna was alive and hadn't told Deacon. Could Sheila rely on a past connection to break Luna free? Sheila didn't want to talk about Luna or her past. She wanted to know if Taylor could help her with her marriage. She wanted Taylor to encourage Deacon to stay with her. He's her rock. Deacon was the one person who helped Sheila become a new person. She's no longer a violent criminal, but that could change now that Deacon has been confiding in Taylor. Sheila is determined to save her marriage. As a result, she issued a silent threat to Taylor that speaks volumes in itself. "I won't allow anything or anyone to come between Deacon and me," Sheila said, with a dark expression on her face. Taylor looked at her in slight amusement. She didn't understand why Sheila was coming for her for speaking to her husband about his marriage. In Taylor's mind, she's just doing her job and would do it for anyone. What she failed to realize is that she's messing with the wrong person. This isn't the first time Taylor has come under Sheila's scrutiny. Sheila attempted to kill Taylor before, and she's not afraid to do it again. B&B fans fear for Taylor's life after her cozy hug with Deacon. Taylor comforted Deacon as Sheila watched them with an evil look on her face. Viewers fear that Taylor could end up in trouble. Taylor could end up in trouble after getting close to Deacon. The two embraced on the Wednesday, October 15th. Episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Fans think the worst is yet to come when it comes to Sheila Carter. Sheila claimed she's been reformed thanks to Deacon. He kept her on the straight and narrow until she learned that she was Luna's grandmother. Now, she's been tiptoeing around the truth ever since. Sheila failed to inform Deacon that Luna was still very much alive and continuing to cause trouble among the three prominent families. Now that he's found out everything, he wants nothing to do with his wife, who's siding with her murderous granddaughter. Deacon ended up at Taylor's office, and the two have been talking a lot since. During their last therapy session, Deacon flirted with Taylor and told her that Ridge was crazy to leave her for Brooke. Then, their session ended in a hug as Sheila watched from the door. Fans on Reddit believe Sheila will revert to her villainous ways. The original poster noted, "I can see the fury in her eyes, and if this will spark up a new drama besides the Luna drama, then I'm in for it, honestly." One person responded, "I was thinking the same when I saw Sheila lurking outside of Taylor's office. I hope this doesn't mean Ridge will rush to save her and he goes back to Taylor." Not all fans are fearful of Sheila's wicked ways returning. They would love to see this new storyline play out. "That would be really fun," one Redditor wrote, while another added, "I'm here for it. Bring on the next villain." Brooke previously said she was worried about Taylor. Fans on another Reddit thread described this moment as out of character since she never considered Taylor's feelings when she got Ridge back. However, these ominous words could have another meaning. Brooke might suggest that something could happen to Taylor. And with Sheila lurking around, who knows what could happen? "I feel like it was a setup for an unfortunate accident as Sheila was listening in on the therapy session. It was all creepy," one Redditor noted. Break bread with Sin's family and enjoy Il Giardino's cuisine this holiday season. The holidays are right around the corner, and CBS wants The Bold and the Beautiful fans to be ready for what's to come for the soap's Thanksgiving episode. Unfortunately, the entire cast won't be gathering at Eric's table, but Sin lovers will be happy to see their couple at the center of this year's festivities. Sheila and Deacon will also be playing host to two unexpected guests as the daytime drama focuses on family and new connections. Thanksgiving dinner at the Cliff House in Il Giardino will take place on Wednesday, November 26th. Steffi, Finn, Taylor, Kelly, and Hayes will be breaking bread with a surprise guest who's yet to be announced. We wonder if it's the second young family member that co-head writer Michael Minnis teased would be coming to town. Or perhaps the blast from Daphne's past, who's said to be making an appearance this fall. But the perfumer won't be spending the holiday with her friend. No, she'll be sitting at Sheila's and Deacon's table along with Carter. The couple, whose marriage has been on the rocks, extend an invitation that Daphne and Carter are surprised by. Carter is typically a guest at Eric's gatherings or Brooke's, but it's possible this year might be more than awkward for him. While Hope seems to be doing fine after their broken engagement, Carter's still smarting from the end of their relationship, even though he's been trying to smile his way through it at work. As for Daphne, this may be her first time stateside during Thanksgiving. The French don't have this holiday, so she could find herself at the Italian restaurant looking to pass the time. Bumping into Carter would be a happy accident. Spending time together during a major American holiday might bring them closer and could be the nudge they need to begin a romance. If they do, with Christmas just a month away, Carter may just get the romantic holiday magic he craves. Whatever happens, Sheila and Deacon won't be spending Thanksgiving by themselves, which they're sure to be happy about. They've always wanted to have guests to laugh and share stories with, and now they'll be getting their wish. Bold and the Beautiful taunts with Luna Nozawa, pregnant but arrested, and if there's any justice, she will spend the rest of her natural life behind bars. But that leaves the question of who will raise her and Will Spencer's baby. Even though Katie Logan already said she would, it might not work out that way at all. And I suspect we could wind up with a custody battle for this unborn Spencer spawn for a few good reasons. All right, let's talk about who might make a grab for the kid. Obviously, Luna was stunned when the new life she dreamed of with Will just poof went up in smoke. Even though the DNA test said Luna is pregnant by Will, he does not want her. And Electra Forrester called the cops, and Chief Baker hauled her away, no matter that she was begging Bill Spencer and everybody else to save her. So, obviously, if Luna stays in prison, she can't be with her baby. And her jaw dropped when Katie Logan said she and Bill Spencer would be raising Luna and Will's child. But just because Katie said it doesn't mean it's going to happen. And as a matter of fact, Luna may not want that for her child. Even if she's in prison, which seems likely since Bill says he won't help her out, Luna may get some say in the matter of who raises her and Will's child. There are other people who may actually want to raise this baby, each with their own reasons for doing it. I will say off the cuff that despite this allegedly being Will's baby, I don't think he's going to want to play daddy to the kid because Luna got him drunk and molested him, and that's unpleasant. And I don't think Electra is going to want to be a stepmom to Luna's spawn. So, I'm not even counting them as possibilities. But there are other interested parties, some of them more legit than others, but all who could make a case that they have a legal claim to this child with its father Will apathetic about custody, and its mom Luna locked up hopefully for life. First of all, obviously there's Katie and Bill as possible adoptive or custodial parents. He may want to do the adoption as Katie wants, because Bill may hope that it'll reconcile him and Katie and give them a new lease on life. But they may not wind up with the kid. Second, I suspect Luna's grandma, Lee Finnegan, may throw her hat into the ring. She may want Luna's baby to prove that she can raise it right, and so Lee can make sure the kid doesn't turn out evil like Luna or her awful mother, Poppy Nozawa. I'm sure Lee wants this child to be raised with good role models so that it has a sense of morality and good judgment. I mean, it'd be great if the kid turned out like Finn Finnegan, who Lee and Jack Finnegan raised very well. I credit Lee with all of that. And you know, Finn turned out great despite having Sheila Carter's DNA in his bloodstream, so Lee is somebody to think about. Another option to consider after great-grandma Lee is the kid's grandpa Finn. He may also want to be considered as an adoptive or custodial father for Luna's baby for a few reasons. First, Finn didn't get to raise Luna, so this would be kind of a do-over. Second, Finn himself is adopted, and he has a psychotic mom, Sheila, so he may see something of himself in this child's situation. Third, Finn may want the kid away from Bill's influence. I mean, Dollar Bill is a cheater, a liar, and attempted murderer. He's not a great guy, you know, and Bill got Luna the pardon even after she tried to kill Steffi Forrester, and that all led to this mess. So, we also know that Finn and Steffi are great parents, and I could see Finn convincing Steffi that they could save this kid from Luna and protect the child from her horrible influence. And if Finn makes the deal of let's raise this kid and I'll cut Luna and Sheila out of my life, not another word spoken to them forever. Steffi might go, okay, because she does like kids and she adopted before, even though it turned out to be a stolen baby. So, we know she's open to adoption. A fourth option to consider is someone who may want to raise Will and Luna's baby for extremely selfish reasons, and that's Poppy. Of course, she hates her daughter Luna. And this week, when Poppy finds out Luna's alive, she even calls her the B word, which completely shocks Lee and Finn, although it shouldn't. But that doesn't mean that Poppy won't make a grab for her grandkid. Here's why. That baby of Luna's is a Spencer, and Poppy is a well-known gold digger on Bold and the Beautiful. So, she might fight to get custody of Luna's kid so she can demand hefty child support from the Spencer family. Poppy might see that baby in Luna's belly as a payday. You know, Poppy's all about the money. That's why she tried to pass Luna off as Bill's kid. And if you remember, Poppy was pretending to be a chill hippie chick, but was actually thrilled to be living the cushy Spencer lifestyle with Bill. So yeah, I could see Poppy making a grab because she sees the baby as an ATM. A fifth option to consider, of course, is 8-toed Sheila Carter. She might want her great-grandbaby because it's her only link to Finn and Luna, who are most likely going to be out of her life for good. Steffi had finally softened up on Sheila, but now she lied and helped hide Luna. So, I think she's going to be on the outs again. As for Luna, she's probably looking at life in prison, and that means Sheila can't have her in her day-to-day life. So, she may want to get custody of Luna's baby to feel closer to her son Finn and her granddaughter Luna when they are both out of her life. But I can't imagine Katie or Bill wanting their grandkid in the hands and 8 toes of Psycho Sheila. And I don't think any judge in their right mind would give Luna's baby to Sheila. That doesn't mean she won't try to get her hands on Luna's kid, especially because Sheila might soon lose Deacon Sharp. So, that's one big loss. And she may lose Luna to prison. You know, she can probably see her, but not that often. And I do think that Steffi's going to push Finn to cut Sheila back out of his life. So this child of Luna and Will's could be all the family that Sheila has left. And if you remember, she does have some other kids. But when it came to Finn, she was cheated out of raising him. I mean, Jack basically strong-armed her into giving him the kid the same way that Finn was kind of deceived out of getting to raise Luna. So Sheila may feel like it's an opportunity for a do-over for her. So the bottom line is, it may not be quite as easy as Katie thinks it will be for her and Bill to take that baby. There may be other people in the way, and you never know. Luna might have some say in it. And if she does, I would expect that she would prefer Finn or Sheila over, say, Lee or Katie or Bill, or especially not Poppy, who we all know did her wrong as a kid. Bold and the Beautiful gives some huge couple shakeups coming on B&B, and 3 new pairs that should rise from the ashes when other couples crash and burn. November Sweeps is bringing big romance for several characters. We're going to talk about how Taylor Hayes, Hope Logan, and Daphne Rose's lives are rocked by big changes that bring love to some and heartbreak to others. All right, the first thing we're going to talk about is Taylor. She has been a hot topic of conversation ever since Brooke Logan fell off that boat in Italy, nearly drowned, and came out of that crisis with a new/old husband. Now that she remarried Ridge Forrester, we have seen Brooke concerned though. And surprisingly, it's Taylor that she is worried about. Now that Brooke has her destiny and her happily ever after, she is hoping that Taylor will also find her own destiny. The most bizarre thing is that destiny may be delivered because of Luna Nozawa's twisted return from the not-so-dead. In addition to messing up her own life and Will Spencer and Electra Forrester's lives, Luna's resurrection is messing up things for other people, including her grandma, Sheila Carter. She has now lost her husband, Deacon Sharp, moved out of their apartment, and he is thinking about walking away from her for good. So, they're really struggling. Deacon just asked Taylor if he should call it quits with Sheila. He's not sure that his wife has changed. He can't trust her, and Deacon thinks Sheila might snap and do who knows what. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers also say that Taylor is heading down a different path that could lead to a new relationship. And a different path means anybody but Ridge, right? So that could definitely lead her to Deacon. What's ironic is at first, Sheila told Deacon she thought him doing therapy with Taylor was great, because she's such a good psychiatrist that maybe she could fix their marriage. But then Sheila eavesdropped on Deacon when he was telling Taylor she is gorgeous and intelligent and so pure, and that Ridge is an idiot for dumping her. And then Sheila had to pivot, and now she sees Taylor as a rival. The bottom line is Deacon can't get past the fact Sheila lied about Luna being alive. Deacon is being very flirty with Taylor, and she is enjoying the attention. And then Deacon and Taylor shared a warm embrace, and Sheila saw it, and she wasn't happy. It was pretty cuddly and sweet for a doctor-patient thing. At the same time, Deacon's kids, Hope and Deke, were talking about how they wish their dad would find someone sane and nice and normal that has all 10 of her toes. I would be stunned if Taylor and Deacon don't spark soon. November sweeps start at the end of the month, And we might even get a kiss by then. I would be surprised if Taylor and Deacon move fast, though. I think first of all because Bold never moves fast. And also I think Deacon and Taylor would be on a slow burn to give Sheila time to freak out and plot against Taylor and make trouble. Even so, to me, it feels like Deacon and Taylor might have a real chance at romance. But we'll see. All right, next let's talk about Hope. She got involved with Carter Walton way too fast, and she accepted a ring from him before Hope should have ever considered getting engaged to him. She was just talking to Deke Sharp the other day about her issues with Thomas Forrester, and she's kind of had a revelation about why things with the two of them didn't work out. Of course, during the coup when Carter gave Forrester Creations back to the family without warning her, Hope was crushed. She felt like Carter betrayed her. And then there was the whole Daphne kissing Carter thing, so Hope broke up with Carter. But then Liam Spencer pushed Hope to get back with Carter when Liam thought he was dying. And so when Hope found out Liam wasn't dying, Carter saw the writing on the wall. After sticking to his guns and fighting to keep Hope for just a little bit, we saw Carter do the gracious thing and he stepped aside. He ended his engagement to Hope because he knows she loves and wants to be with Liam. So, Carter took his ring off her finger and he sent Hope to the father-daughter dance that Liam and Beth were hosting at the Logans. And although Liam noticed Hope wasn't wearing the ring, that's the last we saw. No kiss, no nothing. Liam and Hope have not officially reunited, but I expect it's going to happen in November sweeps. And in fact, they may just leapfrog. And we hear that a reunion happened off-screen because the teeny bopper pregnancy has taken center stage right now on the show. I expect that we will see them getting engaged, or hear that they're engaged. I'm wondering if we will have a Lope wedding in November sweeps because they decide they don't want to waste any more time since Liam's near-death ordeal reminded them that life is precious. That leads us to talk about Daphne. Now that they've added Muriel Hilaire to the opening credits of Bold and the Beautiful, I anticipate we will be seeing more of her, and that should come soon. And definitely more of Daphne with Carter. You know, Daphne has had her eye on Carter for quite some time now. Daphne even admitted that she had fallen in love with him when she came to town to overthrow him during the coup. So, Daphne was absolutely heartbroken when Carter went back to Hope after finding out about Liam's alleged brain tumor. Daphne was so heartbroken, she packed her bags and went back to France, but she eventually came back to LA. If you remember, Hope was worried. She didn't want Steffi Forrester to bring Daphne back. But now, Hope and Carter are done, so it could finally be time for Daphne to get her man. Carter is split from Hope, and I bet Daphne gets her paws on him soon. And again, Carter ran to her right after he took the ring off Hope's finger. But we didn't see any official coupling up. So again, we may find out that they've been dating, and they've been doing it off-screen. You know, Bold and the Beautiful might skip a few steps because they have such a limited amount of showtime, like 15 to 17 minutes a day. And that means only one storyline, really, maybe two, can be up front. We also know how much Carter loves to get engaged. So, I would be stunned if she didn't have a ring on her finger soon, and Daphne and Carter make plans. It would be wild if we had a Liam and Hope double wedding alongside Daphne and Carter. You know, save money on the decorations and all that. Get them both married at once, and then they could officiate each other's weddings. So, we may also, speaking of couples, finally see Bill Spencer get that reconciliation he wants with Katie Logan, because this Luna crisis is pulling them together and she wants to raise Will and Luna's baby, so that could help Bill convince Katie to come back to him. And finally, the last person I'm wondering about whether they get a new relationship is lunatic Luna. Now she knows Will may not never give her a shot, so will she find someone in prison? I'm not saying Luna's going to find true love behind bars, but maybe she hooks up with somebody in prison that can help her, a guard or something. That would be a page straight out of her grandma Sheila's book, like when she made friends with Sugar and then convinced her to get look-alike surgery and then take her place in prison. I mean, it'd be wild if Bold did a redo of that. Luna is a big schemer, so I could see her getting her hooks into someone in prison. Another prisoner, a guard, the warden. Who even knows? So, Luna may get a new romance or some awful new alliance. So we'll see how it goes in November sweeps. And just real quick, congratulations to Jacqueline McInnes Wood on the birth of son number 5. His name is Talon Raspoli. He was born in a home birth in her bathtub with his 4 brothers and his dad right there. It's a really cool name. I like Talon. That's kind of neat. All her kids have cool names, and we're going to have Steffi back on screen next week. But for now, congrats to the mom of 5 boys. Wow, that's a whole lot of boys.